and then I went to Shanghai and Beijing. It was bittersweet. Sweet because it was good seeing African people in a different setting from America. Okay, I had never been to China, so it was very good to see that. The bitter side is the fact that we're not treated well over there. Really? I'm not surprised at that.
What you mean?
But I was taken aback by the extent to which racism is practiced against blacks in China openly.
Really? Really? Let's take a walk and discuss this. 新年快乐. 新年快乐, 大家. Happy New Year. Somebody tagged me in that video with Dr. Umar Johnson. Some things, when he's right, the brother's right. Like when he talks about the black churches, 100%. But seeing this video of him talking about China is disappointing because there's so much bullshit involved. Now, I don't know if he's grifting or if he didn't have enough experience from his experience in Beijing and Shanghai. However, what I do know that no one is a monolith. No culture, no community, no country. The people are not monolithic. That means everybody's going to have their own ideas and opinions about various topics. That includes China. I've seen Dr. Umar talk about different various subjects, and like I said, some things I totally agree with him, some things I don't. I don't agree with him on mixed marriages or interracial couples. I say date who the fuck you want, marry who the fuck you want, love who the fuck you want. It's nobody else's fucking business. If you have babies as a black man with another woman, that baby's going to be black, whether you want it to or not, because that black gene is dominant. But I digress. Back to China. It's complete bullshit. Treat it good. Not only that, China has opened its doors to so many Africans coming here to get free education. Last time I checked in Google, I think it was like 500,000, half a million Africans living here, doing business, going to school here, getting education here. That doesn't sound like hate to me. Now, he talked about going to a club, and they told him that there's no black people allowed. And it's about here where you should be asking yourself, what intellect flies 14 hours to a culturally rich country just to visit the booty club? Niggas. There are some places in China where you cannot go, not as a black person, but as a foreigner. That means if that club didn't allow his black ass in, they're not allowing white boys in either. We're on the same level, more or less, white people and black people here in China. We're all foreigners to them. So that means they need their own space. They have places where they have their own space. Now, we know as black people that white people always try to invade themselves in our spaces, right? So Chinese the same way. The same countries that colonized Africa colonized China. A lot of people don't know that, but it's true. So Chinese people need their spaces. So I'll tell you a quick little story. My wife booked me in a hotel. She wasn't paying attention. She booked me in a hotel that only Chinese people can stay in. So when I got to the hotel, tried to check in, and the people were looking at me a little strange. It's a Chinese-only hotel. I said, because I know about those hotels. And so it was an honest mistake. They were very apologetic. They were very kind. And so I rebooked in another Chinese hotel that allowed foreigners. If it's a place where black people cannot go, then trust me, white people cannot go there either. So I don't know if he knew that or if he just purposely left that out of the conversation. Because if they told his black ass that he's not allowed there, they're also telling white people they're not allowed there either. Tell you another little quick story. After COVID ended, my wife and I went to travel. So we went to Cambodia. It was beautiful. When we came back into China, into the border, they stopped me. But no, they stopped me because I'm American. The China government and American government's always beefing. So they held me up and, asked me questions, made me wait for a while. And then here comes a white guy coming in through the same border crossing. And they let him go through. I said, yo, where you from? He says he's from Great Britain. He's from the UK. Okay, and then here comes another white boy. They stopped him and held him up. Dude, where you from? America. And I've seen these cases many, many times where whites and blacks here are on the same playing field. And that drives some white people crazy. I really like to know who's paying Dr. Umar for him to go out and say that, Chinese don't like black people. It's completely not true. 10 years here, all the success I've had, and all the love I've gotten from these people. It's just about how you treat people and that's the kind of treatment you'll get back. I see some videos of black people saying they experience so much overt racism in this country or that country. I've been to Germany, I've been to London, Canada, France, Holland, and I've had nothing but great experiences. It's about attitude. Sometimes it's not about being black, sometimes it's just about being an asshole or not. If you're a good person, you got positive energy, you're going to generate positivity. Good people are going to find you. Now in China, I've gotten 99% pure love here. It's like I said, the people here are pragmatic. Being racist here gets you nowhere because it's not going to get you paid. And these guys want to get paid. And we know that back home, white people will take less if it means that black people get less. But Chinese are not like that. They don't have that mindset. They're trying to get more. And if it means that you get more so that they get more, they're down with that. You know what's also interesting about what Dr. Umar says? What he talks about is, boy, he said, what he talks about is how Buddha is black. So I shot this video myself at Liyue Temple here in Hangzhou. You see the Buddha is brown, but those are not cornrows. Those are snails on top of the Buddha's head. Now look at this black guy. Look at this Chinese guy praying to this black god, okay? Now, this is the same temple, just a different section. And if Dr. Umar had came here instead of venturing the booty club, he would have learned something. And then you'll see thousands of Chinese coming in there and praying to that Buddha. How can they hate us while making gods of all colors in their temples and praying to these gods and showing the utmost honor and respect to these gods? If they hate us, they don't. What probably happened is the guy had a misunderstanding, was not allowed in the club, and then decided, oh, they must hate me. Or he's pissed off because Chinese are doing business deals with Africans. Those business deals have nothing to do with you. And if they're learning Mandarin in Africa, what the fuck's wrong with that? Because Mandarin is the language that's going to bring the money. It's as simple as that. Nobody's going around speak Zulu and do international business deals because they can learn to speak Zulu. That's not going to fucking happen, you know? Unless the Zulu nation becomes so powerful that they become a global force to reckon with, that we all want to learn Zulu so we can make millions of dollars. But these Africans are learning to speak Chinese so they can make business deals. It's about the money. But my thing is, I want black people to travel. Destroy misinformation, get the truth out there. Also, encourage black people to travel, because when we travel, especially educated black people, when we travel, we leave an impression as to who we really are and how intelligent and beautiful we can be as a people. And when we leave that impression in other countries, it opens the door for more black people to come and travel and have great experiences. And then not only that, gives us more access, more privilege, and more power. Quick story. Last night, we were hired by a five-star hotel to bring in the New Year. And we had everybody dancing, having a good time. And then these guys from, not from Pakistan, but one of the neighboring countries near Pakistan, they came over and just said some really beautiful words to me. And I was like, dude, where are you from? He told me. And I said, tell me what's the music that you guys dance to where you're from, something very popular. And he put it up on YouTube, and I played it on the loudspeaker, and his whole family and his whole friends, they gather in a circle and they start dancing their cultural dances. It was beautiful. This is how we get to know other positive people from different cultures. And if we are open to understanding people from different cultures, then we are making a good impression everywhere we go. So now, these guys, hopefully, next time they meet a black American, they will have a good view on how we are as black Americans operate and who we are as a people. Okay, so that's my little walk and talk. I'm going to finish it up and give you a couple of examples. This is my boy Sadie. Sadie loves football. He's a football player. He wanted to bring his love and passion to China. So what did he do? He taught Chinese kids football. Now this is what he does for a living here in China. He started the first football league in a city of 15 million people. He didn't say, oh, it's because they hate me because I'm black. He didn't listen to nobody like Dr. Umar going around spreading bullshit. He came out for himself to see for himself how he's going to do, and he did a great job. Look at my boy Kenny. Kenny's from Cameroon. Okay, he's an amazing hip hop dancer. He got picked up by one of the top Chinese hip hop artists, and they took him on tour with them. Now he's making money traveling all around Southeast Asia, dancing and doing what he loves. And he's even bought a car. He's doing okay for himself. He's not saying, oh, Dr. Umar said I shouldn't go to China because they don't treat me right there. Fuck no. He's out here making money. He's doing his job, and he's doing a job that he loves. Look at me. Look at my studio. My studio does well. Most of my students are Chinese, and they're a mix of foreigners as well. And I've been running this studio for 7 years, and now we're moving into a bigger studio. So I'm doing okay, and I'm a Black American man, as you can see. I'm going to tell you this last story, and I'm going to not say this brother's name because I don't want to embarrass him, but this story must be told. I have a good friend. He's my good friend now, but back in the day, I didn't really know him well. He used to come to my parties. And when he came to my parties, he would clear out my fucking parties, and I'll tell you why. Now, I hired this brother to be my partner in a performance that I needed an extra dancer. And because he's a professional Latin ballroom dancer, I knew he could learn salsa. So after the performance, the hotel put us up and gave us a room. Really nice 5-star hotel. And he started kicking that same bullshit that Dr. Umar was kicking. Oh, they're racist here. They won't give me a chance. And this is what I did. I reached into my backpack. I pulled out a stick of deodorant and I fucking gave it to him. Now, I didn't care about hurting his feelings because every time he came to my party, people would leave early because the stench was so strong. Now, I guess in the Congo, they don't use deodorant, but just like in France, some French people don't use deodorant, some Indian people don't use deodorant, and it carries a smell. He didn't know. It's not his fault, but it kind of is his fault because he's the grown adult. Once I gave him that stick of deodorant, I told him, I said, use this shit and start complaining about your black because it has nothing to do with your black. It has everything to do with your smell. 3 years later, he's married. He's got a Chinese wife, a beautiful little mixed daughter. He has his own studio, and he's doing very well. We are respected and loved around the world. Once you change your mindset, you change your situation. Get out of that box and don't listen to dudes like Dr. Umar. Go out to the world and find out for yourself that you get love wherever you go, as long as you bring a positive attitude with you.